Hey everybody, Matt here with Political Perspectives, here to talk a little bit about some problems that we see with the political system that aren't very popular in Washington right now. Our education system was actually reported by the OECD. Young adults are ranking very, very poorly against other developed nations in literacy, numeracy, and problem solving. In addition to that, poverty in our schools, as reported by the Washington Post, has been on a drastic increase just in the last few years. This, of course, could be attributed to the job market. CNN reports that the labor force participation rate, which is the rate of people that are willing to and want to work versus the people who actually have jobs, is at its lowest since 1978. From a blog from R. Davis, I borrowed this graph of corporate profits compared to wages as a percentage of our GDP. As you can see, wages have dropped as productivity has risen, and corporate profits, of course, have risen with it. This has led to increased wealth inequality. Surely most of you have seen the Politizane video. If you haven't seen the Politizane video, I will actually provide a link in the description section so you can watch it after this. In addition to that, our spending and debt by the government, although has been getting a lot of attention lately, people don't seem to understand exactly how it works. Here's a graph of our debt to GDP ratio. As you can see, spending is very high. We do have a large debt to pay off, and the two largest items on our federal budget would be Medicare, Medicaid area, and Social Security. These are about to go through the roof as the baby boomers are starting to retire and will be collecting those. All that's going to do is exacerbate the problem. Business Insider reports that although the Tea Party is definitely about fiscal responsibility as their platform, nobody really knows what to cut. When interviewed, their top response was cut foreign aid and stop money going to other countries and to take care of our own first. However, foreign aid represents less than 1% of our federal budget. The next most popular thing on the Tea Party's agenda to cut was federal arts. However, the federal discretionary funding going to art programs is only 0.012%. So cutting those two things even completely is going to be just a minuscule amount compared to what actually needs to cut to produce a surplus and in return start paying down our debt. The for-profit healthcare system, which we have been used to, the healthcare rates have been going through the roof. We are one of the only developed nations in the world who still has a for-profit healthcare system. These facts have been highly politicized, both by the left and the right, with representatives tied to the healthcare industry. There's a lot of pros to Obamacare, and there is some cons to Obamacare. However, it was a joint effort with the GOP, and it's been a long project in the making. I'm on the fence about it, and I'm waiting for some more data to come out. However, there will be a big write-up and a video about Obamacare specifically and how it is actually better or worse than the previous system and what other systems might be better and why. Another big thing that got very brief media attention is spying by the NSA. Obama is currently losing a lot of international support because of the revelations of the extent of the spying program by the NSA. The BBC actually reported that the EU, the European Union, has voted to end financial data sharing with the US in response to the US hacking their banks. In addition to that, Obama administration has been spying on the Associated Press and other reporters and has prosecuted more government leaks than any president in history and is the supposed transparency president. Reuters reports that in Germany alone, over 500 million phone calls, emails, and text messages were recorded and spied on in a typical month, including the personal cell phone of Merkel, the head of Germany. She has actually personally called Obama to speak out against this, and her, among a lot of other people, are not very happy about that. In addition to that, the NSA has been caught spying on corporations in South America to get corporate espionage on good oil locations, among other things. This, of course, is not new to Obama. It was mostly developed and started in the Bush administration. So again, both parties are at fault. And again, this isn't a very popular thing for Washington to be talking about right now. Everybody's too worried about Obamacare. I think it's a sad state of affairs when the small beacons of intelligence and reason come from these people. This is Jeff Daniels. Here's Matt Damon, Jon Stewart, Russell Brand. These people have been in the news very recently, or like Jon Stewart has his own talk show. These are the people that are becoming the voice of reason, and I don't understand completely why they are the voice of reason and not the politicians that we're electing to be the voices of reason. It's very refreshing to see people outside of politics taking an interest in helping America, helping our education system, helping our political system. However, it would be nice if we could unite under a single banner of helping the country rather than worrying so much about Democrats, Republicans, different parties, etc. Our last independent president was George Washington. After him, there was a Federalist, and since then it has been some form of Democratic or Republican. I think it's time to end the polarization of America, unite us under some facts, which is partially our goal. Our goal is to educate people on the facts to let you make your own decisions on what side of the fence you stand on particular issues, and give people a safe haven on both sides of the fence to really ask questions and ask for elaboration on things that they don't really understand. My goal, and the goal of the very few friends that I have helping me out with this, is to report the facts to people, give people this place to come and unite. A lot of people really know something is wrong in this country. I believe Congress's approval rating hit lower than hemorrhoids in the past month, which is pretty impressive. Most Americans would rather have hemorrhoids than have our current Congress. However, the incumbency rate is upwards of 90%, which means that even with the low approval ratings, people are still voting people in. What that tells me is people don't really know the system. They don't understand how the system works, and they're afraid or disenfranchised to get involved. And we're here to help us out. Go ahead and give us a like, give us a follow. There's going to be a lot more videos to come. Thanks for dropping by. If you have any questions, again, we have a Facebook group, Political Perspectives. Hop on there and post and ask any questions. Send me a direct message or comment here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.